Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, it seems the world is conspiring against your plans? This isn't bad luck, a streak of misfortune, or a passing coincidence. It's the quantum field reacting to your misaligned vibration. The universe is a living organism that uses the sacred geometry of events to guide us back into the flow. When you insist on a direction that does not belong to your soul, reality begins to emit noise and clear signals. Imagine your life is a radio frequency and, suddenly, all you hear is constant static and interference. These repetitive obstacles are actually protection mechanisms of the universal consciousness trying to prevent you from wasting your vital energy on empty paths. Quantum physics teaches us that the observer collapses the wave function. If your intention is blurred, the matter around you begins to manifest in a chaotic way. Often, our logical minds try to label these signals as simple, everyday problems, ignoring the mystical wisdom behind them. A flat tire, an inexplicable delay, or a sudden malaise can be the handbrake the spiritual plane pulled to save you. The universe speaks through symbols, synchronicities, and, most importantly, through the silence of your intuition when the path is no longer yours. Deep psychology explains that our unconscious picks up on dangers and detours long before our reason processes any concrete information about the environment. When we ignore this sixth sense, the energetic field enters entropy, generating extreme fatigue and a feeling that we are carrying the world on our backs. It is the definitive sign that you have left your original orbit and are orbiting a purpose that does not nourish you. In this video, we will dive into the hidden codes that life sends to warn you that it's time to recalculate your journey's route. We will understand how to interpret these blocks not as punishments, but as acts of love from an infinite intelligence that wants to see you at the top. Prepare to adjust your frequency, because the universe doesn't just want you to walk, it wants you to flow in total abundance and truth. Have you ever had those days when it feels like the matter around you has gained a life of its own just to spite you? It's the coffee spilling on an important document, the keys vanishing seconds before you leave, or the computer crashing at a crucial moment. In mysticism, we call this spiritual friction, a clear sign that your energy is on a collision course with reality. It's not bad luck. It's the universe physically manifesting the misalignment that already exists within your vibrational field. In the quantum physics view, the observer and the thing being observed are intrinsically intertwined in a dance of frequencies. When you insist on a path that does not resonate with your inner truth, your electromagnetic signature becomes erratic and incoherent. This disharmony interferes with the collapse of the wave function, turning what should be a smooth flow into a chaos of negative probabilities. The external environment is nothing more than a faithful mirror of your internal energetic collapse. Observe how electronic devices, which are extremely sensitive to electromagnetic fields, often burn out or present strange glitches near you. Flickering light bulbs or batteries that suddenly drain are subtle ways the universal intelligence tells you that your voltage is overloaded. You are trying to force a reality that does not fit you, and this resistance creates a short circuit in your timeline. It is life asking you to pause and recalibrate your intention. These small domestic accidents and system errors function like the beeps of a spiritual heart monitor warning that something is wrong. If you ignore the glass that breaks or the stumble on the step, the universe increases the volume of the warnings to protect you. Every object that falls from your hand is a symbol of something you need to let go of on the subtle plane to return to balance. Chaos in matter is merely the cry of form trying to reorganize itself for your own good. To regain the flow of abundance, you must stop fighting the signs and start observing what they reveal to you. When you align with your true purpose, synchronicity returns to action and doors open without you needing to break them down. The physics of life prefers harmony over effort. Therefore, learn to read the static before it turns into a storm. The universe doesn't want to stop you. It only wants you to walk in the frequency of your light. The universe operates by the law of least effort, a sacred economy where energy flows like a river toward the sea. When you enter a path that isn't yours, this fluidity disappears and gives way to a dense and exhausting resistance. Doors that seemed open lock at the last second and inexplicable bureaucracies arise out of nowhere to slow your steps. It's not a trial of faith, but a warning that you are swimming against the cosmic tide. Mystically speaking, Flow is the state of grace where your personal will merges with the will of the whole. If every step you take requires Herculean effort and constant struggle, your inner compass has lost its magnetic north. Blind insistence is the ego trying to bend reality, while wise persistence is the soul sailing with the wind at its back. The universe doesn't place obstacles to punish you, but to redirect you to your true riverbed. Observe the negative coincidences that accumulate when you try to force a contract, a relationship, or a project that doesn't resonate. It's the delays of others, constant misunderstandings, and that feeling that you are walking up a descending escalator. In the quantum view, you are trying to collapse a reality that has a frequency incompatible with your current essence. The field of infinite possibilities rejects this seed because the soil is not fertile for your light. The exhaustion you feel at the end of the day is not just physical. It's the energetic drain of someone fighting against destiny. When we are on the right path, even fatigue is rewarding and restorative, as there is a constant exchange with the source. On the wrong path, you spend your vital reserve just to maintain the appearance of a progress that brings no peace. The universe whispers through these blocks. Stop pushing walls and start looking for the doors already open. Learn the mystical art of strategic surrender, which is not giving up, but accepting the greater flow of existence. By letting go of control and observing where life naturally pushes you, you discover that destiny has better plans. Where there is excessive struggle, there is a route error. Where there is harmony and synchronicity, there is God's signature. Allow yourself to be guided by lightness, for the truth never weighs and the right direction always blossoms naturally. Your body is the most sophisticated biological antenna in the multiverse, picking up frequencies long before your logical mind processes them. When you insist on a wrong direction, your nervous system enters a state of alert, manifesting the somatization of no. It's that inexplicable tightness in your chest when entering a room or the lump in your throat before a meeting. The body does not lie. It's the first to read the dissonance between your desire and your destiny. In the view of deep psychology, the physical symptom is the cry of the unconscious trying to protect the integrity of your psyche. Sudden illnesses, like flus that arise exactly on the day of an unwanted commitment, are defense mechanisms of your soul. If you ignore the subtle signs of intuition, biology takes control to force you to stop. The universe uses your physical temple as a last resort to interrupt an energetic freefall. The exhaustion that doesn't go away with sleep is one of the clearest signs that your quantum battery is draining. When we are in our purpose, the universe nourishes us with constant vital energy. When we are out, we live on limited reserves. Feel the difference between the tiredness of a productive day and the prostration of a soul that is being forced. Your cells feel the weight of a personal lie, and chronic fatigue is the sign that your route is toxic. Observe also the muscle tensions and pains that migrate through the body without any apparent clinical cause. Heavy shoulders reveal burdens that are not yours, while pain in the knees may indicate difficulty in bending to the flow of life. Each cell has a consciousness that vibrates in harmony with the whole, and pain is the noise of this communication being interrupted. The universe is asking you to listen to what your biological silence is trying to say. To regain health and alignment, you must honor the responses that your physical body sends every single day. Start treating every discomfort not as an enemy to be silenced with medicine, but as a master to be heard. Real healing happens when you align your actions with the truth that your heart already knows. When you say yes to your authentic path, the body relaxes and vitality begins to flow back once again. The universe is a patient but relentless teacher that uses repetition as its most powerful pedagogical tool. If you change jobs but the authoritarian boss reappears with another face, or if you end a relationship only to fall into the same drama, you are in a loop. It's not a haunting from destiny, it's the pattern signature that you still carry in your informational field. Until the inner lesson is integrated, the external projection will continue to show the same tiring movie. In quantum mechanics, events are not isolated, but collapses of probabilities based on the observer's state of consciousness. If you operate on the frequency of lack or fear, quantum entanglement will bring only situations that validate that pain. The scenery changes, the actors change names, but the structure of the conflict remains identical. The universe is keeping you stuck in the same series until you decide to change the script of your choices. Psychologically, these patterns are energetic knots formed by limiting beliefs that act in your blind spot. What you do not resolve within yourself, you encounter outside as if it were an inevitable destiny. It is the universe giving you the chance to look at the wound and finally transmute the shadow into conscious light. Every repetition is a mystical invitation to break the mirror and stop projecting your past onto your future. Observe the phrases you repeat, such as, "It's always like this with me," or "People always disappoint me." These sentences are decrees that seal your loop and prevent new frequencies from entering your reality. The sign that you are in the wrong direction is precisely this feeling of spiritual déjà vu and stagnation. The universe wants you to evolve in an upward spiral, not to spin in circles on the same flat plane. To break this vicious cycle, you need to stop blaming the outside world and look at the internal gear that attracts these events. The change of route begins when you alter your vibration and refuse to react in the old way to old stimuli. When the lesson is learned, the pattern simply disappears, as there is no longer any energetic use for it. The universe then releases you to new levels of consciousness, where challenges are steps, not prisons. The deepest sign that you've lost your way isn't the noise of chaos, but the silence of your soul. Intuition is the quantum GPS that connects us directly with the infinite intelligence of the universe in real time. When you insist on the wrong direction, this soft voice begins to fail, like a radio moving away from the broadcasting station. You feel disconnected, operating only in the automatic mode of survival, without the glow of inner clarity. Psychologically, this intuitive vacuum occurs when the ego takes total control and silences the self, our center of wisdom. You begin to question everything, ask everyone for advice, and feel unable to make simple decisions without feeling a latent anguish. The definitive sign is the loss of enthusiasm, that sacred flame that makes us feel alive and integrated with the whole. If there is no joy in the process, the soul has already withdrawn its blessing. In the mystical view, intuition is the language of the spirit speaking through premonitions and immediate knowing. When we are misaligned, the reception channel becomes blocked by dense clouds of doubt and fear of scarcity. The universe stops sending insights, because you have stopped acting according to the truth that has already been revealed to you. It is the sign of signs. The compass stopped spinning because you left the magnetic field of your destiny. Observe if you are trying to rationally convince yourself that everything is fine while your chest feels an abyssal void. The universe doesn't want you to just survive an acceptable path, but to flourish in an authentic one. This intuitive muteness is a sacred invitation to retreat, to silence, and to meditation to clear the noises of the outside world. It is necessary to silence the noise of others' expectations to hear again the whisper of the Creator. To recover this compass, you must have the courage to admit that the current route no longer serves you, even if it seems safe. By declaring to the universe that you are ready to listen again, the channel clears and the first direction is always the return to center. The peace that surpasses all understanding is the proof that you have returned home, to your real purpose. Let your inner light be, once again, the only necessary lighthouse for your journey. Now that you have deciphered the universe's codes of resistance, the question is no longer where to go, but who you decide to be. Ignoring these signs is like trying to navigate a ship without a compass in the middle of a solar storm. The universe does not punish your delay, it only waits patiently for you to choose the frequency of your own happiness. Remember, the chaos you live today is the womb of a new order trying to be born. Quantum physics shows us that by changing the observer, reality collapses into infinite new possibilities of abundance. If you feel that this video was a sign of signs, do not treat it as mere passing information. It is a magnetic call for you to release the anchors of fear and allow the flow to take you. The right direction is not necessarily the easiest, but it is the one where your heart finally finds rest. Mystically, this is the moment to seal your new intention with the field of all realizations. Visualize the road ahead of you clearing, doors unlocking, and your intuition shining brightly once again. You are a conscious co-creator and have the power to adjust the sails of your soul right now. The universe has already given the signal. The courage to turn the helm is entirely yours, here and now. If this call resonated in the core of your being, leave the phrase, "I accept the flow," in the comments to anchor this new energy into your reality. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay tuned to the highest frequencies of awakening, spiritual growth, and quantum clarity. If you felt a shift while watching this, hit the like button. It tells the universe and the algorithm that this message needs to reach more souls. Share this video with that one friend who seems to be struggling against the tide. You might just be the messenger they've been praying for. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a sign, for the universe has much more to reveal on this sacred journey of ours. Thank you for being part of this vibration. Stop fighting the wind, adjust your sails, and I will see you in the next frequency. Namaste.